From the East Coast to the West Coast, we are everywhere true crime is. We are asking for the public's help. We are searching in the woods. We are doing what it takes here on the Bullhorn Betty channels to find answers to the most alarming cases we have been watching on the news. I can tell you personally that I have traveled this entire country seeking these answers and bringing that content right here to you here on the Bullhorn Betty channels and Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories. We are happy with the work that we've done. We brought many answers to the public, and we have defied mainstream media in our pursuit of the truth in these cases. We will continue to work. We will continue to fight for these victims, and we will continue to tell their stories here on my channels. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty brand of channels and the Coffee Club. Thank you for your love, thank you for your support, and more importantly, thank you for allowing me to bring these victims' stories to each and every one of you, advocating for each of these victims. God bless you, God bless America, and more importantly, God bless our victims.
For the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. As you all know, we have been working very diligently for the last 2 weeks to bring closure to the families. This has been challenging for everybody involved. This case did not end the way we had hoped. It has certainly been a tragedy for everybody involved. The mission of the OSBI, though, is to protect Oklahoma one partnership at a time, and certainly this case is an example of how those partnerships work. And how it takes everybody coming together to bring resolution. And so while I am very grateful for all of my agents that have worked since the very beginning, 24 hours a day, to get us to the point we are today, we could not have reached where we're at without the partnerships of the Texas County Sheriff's Office, the District 1 District Attorney's Office, without our FBI partners, and without the assistance of the Oklahoma Medical Examiner's Office and the Oklahoma Highway Patrol that could not be here. So our condolences go out to the family, and we will continue to update you as we continue to move this investigation forward. And I'm going to now turn it over to our FBI partners. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Sonia Garcia. I am Acting Special Agent in Charge for the Oklahoma City Field Office, FBI. On behalf of the entire FBI, I want to express our sincerest condolences to the family and loved ones of Veronica and Jilian. The FBI was requested to assist on this matter on April 4th, and since then we've had a dedicated team of analysts, agents, evidence response, and tactical personnel working around the clock and alongside with OSBI and Texas County Sheriff's Office to bring the individuals responsible for this crime into custody and to provide a sense of closure to the families and to this community. Know that we are grieving with you today. We will continue to work with our partners and to be an advocate for Jilian and Veronica and to ensure that justice will be served. Thank you.
My name is Matt Boley. I am the Sheriff of Texas County, and I would also like to offer our condolences to the family. My agency's role in this is that we received a call on March 30th of an abandoned vehicle missing, with persons missing from the vehicle. Deputies immediately responded to the area. When they arrived on scene, they found some things that just weren't adding up, so we established a crime scene and then notified the OSBI to have them come and assist us with this. and to actually take lead on the case. All right. We established a search party made up of the Guyman Fire Department and several of the volunteer fire departments in the county, and we searched the area around the crime scene for about a mile in each direction. Once the OSBI arrived on the scene, they took the lead and got us to this point where we are today. I'd like to thank the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation, especially the Northwest region. They were phenomenal in this. The Federal Bureau of Investigations, the Oklahoma Highway Patrol, Guyman Fire Department, several Kansas agencies that assisted, local agencies here in Texas County that assisted, and I'm sure I've forgotten a few, but I'd like to just say thank you, even to the public. There was a lot of questions from the public as was there any danger to the public, and I think from the get-go, once we arrived on scene, that and we gained a little bit of information that we felt this wasn't a random deal. All right, we felt that with some of the information coming in that it was more targeted, and we started to look in those areas that we were pointed to. Okay, thank you.
I'm George Harrison Leach III. I'm the District Attorney for District 1. I wanted to start to let you know that on Friday the informations were filed, and they were filed under seal. The reason they were filed under seal was to protect our law enforcement officers and to try to keep the children out of harm's way. We were successful. No shots were fired, and the children were kept out of harm's way. Our district judge issued an order this morning, and those files are now unsealed. So you can get the information at the courthouse, you can get the affidavits at the courthouse, which will give you the facts that we were working off of. Additionally, I would like to begin by, this has been an amazing enterprise. I was reading on social media some of the stuff, and there were people out there that thought law enforcement was asleep, that they weren't doing anything. There were even additional law enforcement agencies, the Kansas Bureau of Investigation, Dallam County Sheriff's Office, Sherman County Sheriff's Office from the state of Texas. Everybody came together and everybody helped. We're probably talking somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 law enforcement officers. Truly, no exaggeration, working night and day for 15 days. I want to thank the public. We had people calling us from North Texas Panhandle, from the Oklahoma Panhandle, from Southwest Kansas, providing us information, responding because they cared. And the information we received from them was critical. Also want to thank corporate America. I don't know how many search warrants we issued. Now I'm telling you, they responded in lightning speed. Anything we needed, any order we sent, we got everything that we needed. Lastly, I'd like to thank all the law enforcement agencies that came together and worked together as a team, and all their personnel. They did a fantastic job. Thank you.
Any additional questions you guys have, go right on ahead.
Is there confirmation at this point that the bodies recovered are Jilian and Veronica?
Not at this time. We have, we identified that there were 2 bodies during our search. Both of those deceased persons have been transported to the Oklahoma Medical Examiner's Office, where they will do a proper identification and also look into a cause and manner of death.
What led to the discovery of the bodies?
Based on the evidence that our agents and local law enforcement were able to obtain, we used that to search a wide area throughout Texas County, and we were able to use those resources in order to find where these 2 bodies were.
Do you know the timeline for when the bodies should be identified and when we should know what the cause
It's a case-by-case basis, but as soon as we hear back from the Oklahoma Medical Examiner's Office, we will let the public know.
Can you describe the scene where these bodies were recovered and what state these remains are in?
No, I mean, I can say that it was a very rural area. I cannot state the condition of the bodies.
Is this private property?
I cannot confirm that at this time.
In Oklahoma, there's the death penalty. If convicted, could we possibly maybe see this in this case?
You would have to reach out to the district attorney's office. That'll be something that will be discussed further down the line.
DA Stewart alluded to a lot of people calling in with a lot of tips. Were there particular tips that broke this case?
We received several tips throughout this entire process. The public, I mean, I know that we had thanked that our local law enforcement agencies, what they were able to help us and throughout this search, but the people here throughout this area have done a tremendous job of reaching out to us. The original press release that we had put out on March 31st in regards to searching for these two women, we constantly received several tips and had used those throughout the entire 14-day process in order to find these two bodies and then also discover and find those who were responsible for this crime.
So the reason foul play was suspected was because of evidence found in the car. Can you go into more detail now of what that evidence was?
We cannot still at this time. It is still an ongoing investigation, and that is for our investigative purposes. Again, we can say that the evidence that was discovered inside of that abandoned vehicle and around it, we're able to help our investigators determine that there was foul play involved and then led to the progression of this investigation. What was in the vehicle around it, we cannot discuss.
It was quite a convoy in executing these 4 search warrants. Was there concern of resistance to arrest? How much concern was there over a possible gunfight?
When you are regarding arrests and multiple arrests in the magnitude that we have all discussed, there is always, a cause of trying to protect the public as best you possibly can. We can say that all 4 of those arrests were made without incident, and so that, of course, went extremely well, and we are extremely grateful. Another agency that wasn't able to make it that was a big part of that and helped us tremendously was the Oklahoma Highway Patrol. So we want to thank them tremendously on that. But, I mean, again, there was concern, but we are extremely thankful that no one was hurt, no one was injured during this process.
Did any of the 4 suspects charged in the case tell law enforcement where to find them?
Say that one more time.
Did any of the 4 suspects charged in the case tell law enforcement where to find them?
No, we cannot discuss that at this time.
How early did you guys have suspects?
We can't discuss that at this time.
Are you able to go into further detail how you believe that this was targeted and not a random act?
Based on the evidence and the information that we were able to obtain throughout the entire investigation, what was found inside of the vehicle, witnesses, family, friends of the victims that we were able to talk to throughout this entire process, we were able to gain the information to determine that that these 4 people were responsible for both of these women going missing.
Also, are you able to confirm if this was over a custody battle?
We cannot confirm that at this time.
What's the relationship, if any, between the suspects and Veronica and Jilian?
Again, because it is still an ongoing investigation, we cannot discuss that.
We know that 1 arrest was in Texas County, the 3 others in Cimarron. Can you describe the arrest process? You said there was no resistance, but...
That's all we can really say at this time. And we can say that the 4 people that we were looking for were found, arrested, and placed into custody within the same day, and there was no resistance.
And obviously you can't talk about the evidence in this case, but is there significant physical evidence in this investigation?
Yes.
Can you elaborate?
No.
Are you able to go into the condition of the bodies that were found?
No.
Is there a reason you guys were so tight-lipped right off the start? You said there wasn't a threat to the public when you guys were investigating, but still not a lot of information was released. Is there a reason for that?
There was not immediate threat to the public. Again, as the sheriff alluded, this was a targeted case. And when you ask about us not releasing a lot of information in that 2-week process, this is the way that our investigators work. This is what you have to do in order to get the job done, everybody involved in order to catch those responsible and do everything in our power to find both of these people who went missing from the very beginning. So, again, as we tried to do as the investigation progresses, we can release as much details as we possibly can. But again, the way that this process works is you can't give away as much as maybe you guys are asking for, because that's how we're able to catch these 4 suspects.
Did law enforcement speak with Tiffany Adams on March 30th?
I cannot confirm that.
Is the property where the bodies were found connected to the suspects at all?
I cannot confirm that.
Was Kelley a court-appointed supervisor for Butler's visits with the children?
We can't go into that.
So I know the bodies haven't been identified, but you know, everyone expressed their condolences. Do you think there's any chance that Veronica and Jilian are still alive?
No.
Any word on arraignment?
We will look into that further. When that is made available, we will let everybody know.
As the investigation progresses, do you expect the possibility for more suspects to be arrested?
Not at this time.
Have the suspects been cooperative and talkative, or have they provided any type of confession?
We cannot release that at this time.
Have the families helped you guys during this process at all? Have you guys worked
Yes.
with them? What's that been like?
Families, friends, people that have known both of these women who went missing have been a tremendous help. Everybody that we have talked to has helped us tremendously in doing everything they can to give us the necessary information in order for us to try to track them down and find out what happened.
Where are the children?
We can't go into that right now.
Are they
They're safe. Yes.
Are they
Children are
with
safe.
them?
We can't go into that.
Now that the FBI is involved, will they face any federal charges?
We're not going to go into that right now.
So what next? Is there going to be further investigation?
Yes, the investigation continues. The next steps are when the identification of the 2 victims is made, we will let everyone know. And when the cause and manner of death is made by the medical examiner's office, we will let everyone know. Right?
Were the bodies together?
We cannot confirm that. Right now, there are no suspects at large. The public is not in danger. That's what's important to us. We are extremely grateful that we were able to locate and arrest the 4 people that we believe are responsible for this crime. As soon as the identification is made with the bodies, we will let everyone know. But again, it took everybody in this case to get this done. We know that there were people throughout the 2-week process who were frustrated, who wanted answers as soon as possible. You know, we wanted those answers too, but just know that our OSBI agents, FBI agents, troopers, Kansas Bureau of Investigation, the KHP, everybody worked nonstop in order to come together and make these arrests.
Can you talk at all about the relationship between...
No, we can't go into that right now.
Was there ever any concern for the children at any point in this investigation? Like for their safety?
There's always concern whenever there's children involved, but we can say that the children are safe.
With this being such a rural area, did this make this case unique in any ways?
It made it challenging. Again, you're talking about northern Texas County, near that Kansas line. It's very rural. Those of you in the media that have been up there covering this, there's not a lot of homes, not a lot of buildings or businesses. Sometimes you could use cameras to help you in this case. We did not have that. So that's what made it extremely challenging.
Is there any video evidence?
Not at this time.
Have you ever seen a case like this? Like, is there anything different about it?
The OSBI covers all kinds of cases. Each case is different in their own way. They're all just as important to us. But, you know, this case was tragic. You have 2 people who are dead, and 4 people that committed an absolutely brutal crime. And so, again, that's why it took every agency involved in this in order to get this done.
Those 4 are still being held here?
Yes. Is everybody good? Thank you, everybody, for coming.
We are talking about Veronica Butler and Jilian Kelley, and there was just a press conference that just came out. I recorded it, but I didn't get a chance to download it. I might make a video. I may not. I'm not sure. These are the 4 people charged in connection with that violent homicide of 2 individuals. Again, Veronica Butler and Jilian Kelley, and they were on their way from Hugoton, Kansas to Oklahoma to collect Veronica's 2 children on a supervised visitation to take them to a birthday party. And of course, Jilian Kelley, a pastor's wife, accompanied her and was a registered person to watch these supervised visits. I'm sure they had some conversations and stuff like that because, I'm sure they had a lot of time in the car and whatnot. I don't know how many trips they had together, how many times Jilian actually did, for all intents and purposes, was the supervisor, so to speak, for Veronica. So anyways, there's new court documents coming out. We just had a press conference. They said that the affidavits of probable cause were actually released, and we have those that information here, so I figured we'd just go over it together. This is the first time I'm reading it. I literally just downloaded these and came live, so we're going to be reading them together. If you guys would like to stick around, for those that are joining in, this is related to Veronica Butler and Jilian Kelley. They are 2 moms that disappeared going for a supervised visitation. The paternal grandmother, her boyfriend, and 2 of their friends are behind bars in connection with this, and they are charged, all of them are charged with 5 different counts. Those 5 counts are murder in the first degree, deliberate intent. Count 2 is murder in the first degree, deliberate intent. Count 3 is kidnapping, a felony. Count 4 is kidnapping, a felony. And count 5 is to commit murder in the, conspiracy to commit murder in the first degree, deliberate intent. Those are the charges that these individuals currently have. So just bear with me. It's going to be hard to read. It's this small. So bear with me. It says, I, Special Agent Jason Ott of the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. I have been a law enforcement officer for the state of Kansas and Oklahoma for approximately 27 years and served capacity as investigator for over 20 years. I have read and prepared certain official investigative reports and statements of witnesses regarding the above-named defendant, and from these statements and reports, it appears the following. On Saturday, March 30th, the Texas Sheriff County Office requested Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation's investigative services with suspicious disappearance of Veronica Butler, 27, and Jilian Kelley, 39, from rural Texas County after their vehicle was found abandoned near Highway 95, Road L, south of Elkhart, Kansas. Butler and Kelley were traveling to Oklahoma from Hugoton, Kansas. And I'll get to your questions, guys, here in just a little bit after I read this. I'll read 1 page, we'll stop and see what kind of questions you have, and then we'll continue. There's 5 pages here. Interviews were conducted related to the disappearance, and was discovered that Butler was in a problematic custody battle between Tiffany Adams for the custody of Butler's 2 children. The father of those children was Wrangler Rickman, Adams' son. Butler's visitation with her children was court-ordered to be supervised every Saturday. Adams had a particular person she preferred supervising the visitation. That was Cheryl Brune. The court ordered Adams to pay Brune to supervise visit if that was who she wanted to be present. Otherwise, Butler was to choose and pay for the person to supervise. Adams said Brune was unavailable to supervise the visitation on March 30th, 2024, so Butler was required to arrange supervision with one of her 3 approved individuals. Butler contacted Kelley of Hugoton, Kansas, and planned to have her supervise the visit. Butler told family members she was going to pick up the children from Adams at 1,000 hours at 4 corners. 1,000 hours. What is 1,000? 10 a.m.? 10 a.m., is that it? So 10 a.m. at Four Corners, an intersection at Highway 95 and US 64 West in a location in Texas County, Oklahoma. Butler and Kelley left Hugoton, Texas and traveled Highway 95 to Road L about 5 miles north of Four Corners. Butler and Kelley arrived at the location at approximately 9:40 in the morning. Butler planned to bring her daughter to a birthday party, but after they did not arrive, the family began looking for Butler. Melissa Jody Padilla, who were Butler's family members, located Butler's abandoned vehicle just west of Interstate Highway 95, Road L. The Padillas then contacted law enforcement at 12:09, so that's at noon. Or is that in the morning? I never can read this stuff, but it says 12:09 hours, whatever that is. An examination of the vehicle and area surrounding the vehicle found evidence of severe injury. Blood was found on the roadway and the edge of the roadway. Butler's glasses were found in the roadway south of the vehicle near a broken hammer. A pistol magazine was found inside Kelley's purse at the scene, but no pistol was found. Adams told OSBI that on Friday night, March 29th, Rickman and Butler's children stayed the night at Barrett and Lacey Cook. Adams said she planned to pick them up that morning before the visitation. Adams said she called Butler at 9 a.m. to confirm that meeting, and Butler told Adams something came up and she was not going to make it. Butler's phone records confirmed the call occurred. However, at the time of the call, Butler was in Hugoton, Texas, in the process of picking up Kelley to go meet Adams. Adams stated she was home at the time that Butler and Kelley went missing. Adams picked up the children before noon from Cook's residence. Hold on here. There we go. Sorry about that. So that's where it was. So Butler, so that's where we're at right now. The children, Adams said she wasn't there, but she didn't have the children in her possession, custody, or control. And it seems like after the children, after noon, that's when they went to pick up the children after these ladies disappeared. So you do have that. OBSI interviewed Brune, and she said she was available to supervise the visit that day, but Adams told her to take a couple of weeks off from visitation so that Adams could question the children related to how Butler's approved visitation supervisor went. Butler and Kelley's phone records indicate their devices were actively sending signal to their carriers until approximately 9:42 in the morning, after which the devices were no longer seen by the networks and stopped transmitting altogether. Neither phone was found at the scene or within the vehicle. So we have some major problematic problems with this entire case. And, this is all obviously over custody, and we're hearing why law enforcement immediately stated that they believed foul play was involved, because at this moment in time, they have, glasses in the roadway, a hammer, a piece of the hammer. They had some biological, stuff around the car that had the appearance of, blood, a blood-like substance. And so they knew it was pretty significant. And of course, everybody probably under the sun. Now, I don't know who the I've got their name right here. I can't remember the name, but the people that went, it was family members of hers. I heard it was Heath and her fiance, but it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like it was somebody else in her family that actually made the discovery of the vehicle. Rickman's grandmother, Debbie Knox Davis, reported that mid to late February 2024, Rickman told her they didn't have to worry about custody battle much longer because Adams had it under control, that Adams knew the path the judge walked to work, and we will take out Veronica at drop-off. Rickman was confirmed to be in rehabilitation facility in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma at the time of her disappearance. The children remain in custody of Adams. Rickman denied having the conversation with Knox. So it sounds like even the ex had some knowledge of this. which is very, very concerning for me. Which is very concerning. Did I miss something here? And it looked like they were having a hearing. They're having a hearing upcoming on April, it looks like, to extend the visitation and to ask on April 17th. So they had a recent hearing coming up. Let me read this paragraph. I think I skipped it. It says, through the child custody care, recordings were obtained by Rickman discussing death threats by Adams and Adams' boyfriend, Tad Cullum. The custody battles began in February of 2019 with many hearing court appearance. On March 18, 2024 and March 20th, 2024, motions were filed requested extended visitation for Butler. A hearing was scheduled to occur April 17, 2024. Butler's attorney informed OSBI that Butler was likely to receive unsupervised visitations with her children at that hearing. At times, Adams refused to let Rickman have his children, even though Rickman had legal custody of them. Law enforcement previously responded to a call for service where Adams refused to give Rickman his children. Reportedly, the officer told Rickman he believed the children were better off in Adams' care. Wow. And so now it sounds like he had a conversation as well. So this is what happened on April 1st, 2024. On April 1st, 2024, agents obtained search warrants for Adams' cellular phone. OSBI agents performed an extraction on the device. Information gained from the device included web searches for I can't even read that. Hold on a second. For taser pain level or something like that. I can't read that. I don't know what the heck that is. But either way, it says they had received included search for laser pain levels. I don't know. Gun shops, prepaid cellular phones, and how to get someone out of their house. I guess these are search stuff on their phone. Information gained from those warrants. Excuse me. Sorry, I misspoke. Information gained from those devices included web searches for taser pain level, gun shops, prepaid cellular phones, and how to get someone out of their house. Creepy. So they were even going to go as far as to coax them out of their house somehow if this didn't work. That's creepy. On April 3rd, 2024, OSBI interviewed CW, age 16. CW is the daughter of Cora Twombly and Cody White. Cora is named as Cole Twombly, is married to Cole Twombly. We know them. Those are the two people. Those are these two people here. So they're talking about their 16-year-old daughter. So on April 3rd, their 16-year-old daughter stated she had overheard a group conversation related to Butler not protecting her children from her brother, all in interference to a SA allegation. Their 16-year-old daughter advised that she was told by Cora and Adams, these two ladies here at the bottom, Cora and Adams, Cullum, Cora, Cole, and Paul Grice were involved in the deaths of Butler and Kelley. So there's another name in here that I've never heard before. And it's Paul. Paul, it looks like Paul, Grice. Grice? I've never heard that name before. Were involved in the deaths of Butler and that. CW described Cora, Cole, Adams, Cullum, and Paul as being part of the anti-government group that had religious affiliations. Wow. So Paul is not, and according to the press conference we just heard today, that Paul guy, because clearly there was 5 people, we only have 4 people here. And they specifically said today that they believe they've got every person responsible for this crime in custody, and they do not foresee anybody else being arrested in connection with this crime. Yet we hear this Paul guy's name up. Maybe they'll explain it further down. So the daughter, the 16-year-old daughter to the Twombleys, also told on March 29, 2024, that Cora and Cole, that Cora and Cole would not be home in the morning when she woke up and were going to, I can't even read this, and we're going to be on a mission. When CW awakes at approximately 10 a.m., Cora and Cole were not home, but came home around noon. You notice that noon number keeps popping up when everybody goes and picks up kids and everything else. The 16-year-old daughter knew Cole and Cora looked a blue and gray Chevrolet pickup owned by them and a blue flatbed pickup owned by Clint Twombly. When they left and returned, this is awful, I can't hardly read this. When they left and returned in the same vehicle, the 16-year-old daughter was told to clean the interior of the pickup. The 16-year-old daughter asked Cora what had happened and was told that Cora and Cole blocked a road to stop Butler and Kelley and diverted them to where Adams and Cullum and Gricey were. That Grice guy sounds like he might have been there. Why is he not arrested? The 16-year-old asked Kelley why she had to be unalived and was told by Cora that she wasn't innocent either, that she had supported Butler. This is freaking nuts. I guarantee this is going to be made into a movie. This is like whacked. Are these people on drugs out there? Are they on substances or something? Like, this is major conspiracy here. Like, this sounds like a script for a movie. She also disclosed other attempts to unalive Butler occurred during February of 2024 near Hugoton, Kansas, which Adams, Cullum, Cole, Cora, and Grice went to Hugoton, but Butler did not leave her residence. Oh my gosh, they tried to do this before. Holy crap! She was saved by not coming out of her residence. This is creepy, guys. You know, if you guys get the EBGBs of your in-laws, man, you need to, I don't know, start having custody exchanges at the police department. If you're fearful, if you have a situation that remotely sounds like this, you need to go and protect yourself. Make sure your custody exchanges are at the sheriff's department. No questions asked. No questions asked. Wow. Wow. Okay, where was I? So she forgot to leave her, she didn't leave her residence. This consisted with the web search discovered on Adam's phone on how, oops, did I get this? I think I hit the wrong one. I just lost my place, y'all. Oh no, it's right, okay. There it is. This is consistent with the web search discovered on Adam's phone and how to get someone out of their home. According to Cora, the plan was to throw an anvil through Butler's windshield. Jesus. Excuse my language. I didn't mean to say the Lord's name in vain. But man, while driving, making it look like an accident because an anvil regularly falls off work vehicles. Wow. While Kinnick, Texas, interviewing CW and her brother, Cora and Cole arrived and tries to get access to CW and her brother. Cora was verbally aggressive and was very upset with your affiant and said she was not granting access to CW or her brother. Cole exited the vehicle armed with a handgun in a holster in his belt. OSBI investigators showed Adams searched for gun shops on her cell phone. A search local gun shop owner showed Adams buying 5 stun guns at Big R store in Guymon, Oklahoma. The purchase was made on March 23rd, 2024. 5 stun guns. OSB, you know what I'm thinking? 5, did they, TOR Torture, why five of them? Oh my gosh. OSBI investigators showed that Adams purchased 3 prepaid cellular phones from Walmart in Guyman, Oklahoma on February 13th, 2024. So this was being planned all the way back in February, y'all. The phones were identified by numbers. They put the actual phone numbers in there. I'm not going to read them here online. Search warrants for the information related to the location services phone usages were completed for each device. It was learned that all 3 phones were at the area where Butler's car was located and the last known location of Butler and Kelley at the time of their disappearance. All 3 phones were powered on and accessed the cellular network for the first time at or near Cullen's residence at different times prior to March 30th, 2024. On March 30th, 2024, phone number ending in 9141 and 9085 before Butler and Kelley's disappearance were at Twombly's residence prior to going near Cullum's residence. Butler and Kelley disappeared at 10:05 and 10:16. Phone numbers ending in 985 and 5752 were in the area near Cullum's residence. After Butler and Kelley's disappearance on March 30th, between 10:16 and 10:35 hours, it was determined that phone number ending in 5752 and 9085 were at the property owned by Jamie Beasley below a dam in the pasture. The Beasleys, if you guys remember, I think they're the ones that were watching the kids, so they actually saw this lady here end up going there with this burner phone. That's what it's sounding like. After Butler and Kelley's disappearance on March 30th between 10:16 and 10:35, it was determined that phone 5752 and 9085 were at the property of Jamie Beasley below a dam in a pasture where fresh dirt was located by your affiant. Concrete was moved. What does it say? Concrete was moved from the residence near Beasley's residence at approximately 150 and 200 yards below the dam, where it was discovered to disappear from. Where Butler's vehicle was located is approximately 8.5 miles away from the location to the Beasley property, well within 34 minutes between the time Butler and Kelley's phones stopped transmitting and the prepaid numbers 5752 and 9085 arrived at the dam on the Beasley's property. All prepaid phones stopped transmitting on the morning of March 30th at locations near the Twombly residence and the Beasley property. Interesting. So this appears to have been conspired and orchestrated with many people, a lot more than just the 4 here, based upon the affidavit I'm reading. We've got the Beasleys. How are they involved in this? You've got that Paul Grice guy that allegedly was there with them diverting. Why are these 2 people arrested for being with the Grice guy, the Paul guy, doing the exact same thing as them? They never explained that. Where's his arrest? I have questions here. No doubt that law enforcement did an amazing job. We heard from the press conferences all the great things that they had done. All the hands that were involved in this, from the state attorney. The state attorney came out and, I guess there were some people beating them up. I did call them like Barney Fife because, and it's not their ethic, their work ethic. It's the area. It's desolate. You got like 3 cops that work there, right? That work the beat. But they turned this immediately over to Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation, and Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation actually led the investigation. The FBI was involved. There was a lot of hands involved. Ground searches, hundreds of law enforcement agents for ground searches. The news that we were getting from the ground guys was very, very grim. Knowing that these ladies came home is amazing. So, I'm just very thankful. Did they find? Yes, they did find them. They're at the medical examiner's. Well, the factual information is, let me back up here. The factual information is they found 2 bodies in a desolate area of the county, okay? That's the official. They don't know if it's these ladies or not because obviously they haven't been officially identified, but you know, with us having a press conference about them, I'm pretty sure they're confident that the findings will be that of them being the women. I'm pretty sure they can, you know, even though it's been 2 weeks, I'm pretty sure they can still see the hair color, still see some of the body weight, still see some of, you know, one of them has tattoos on her, you know, dental. I mean, so I think that they're confident that they most likely have the right ladies, but officially, they have not officially stated the identity or the manner and cause of death. So we're still waiting on that. OSBI spokesperson said that they will get that out to the public as soon as it's released, that they were very thankful for all the hard work, not just them, but all the people, the public that reached out to them, that had information and kept those leads coming. It sounds like pretty early on in this investigation, they immediately knew what was going on, and who could have been responsible. And it does look like that this wasn't the first time they attempted this, guys. This wasn't the first time. I pray to God when the state attorney gets a hold of this, these charges are upgraded, because there should be 2 conspiracy charges on here because of the action that they did back in February. If that's true, they should be having multiple conspiracy charges here, not just the one charge that they have, because according to the evidence and according to their own probable cause affidavit, they attempted to lure her out of her house back in February and it failed. And it also sounds like Wrangler, these children's father, had some type of knowledge that something, whether he knew what she was going to do, he knew his mother, and when she said this custody issue is not going to be a custody issue anymore, don't tell me that boy did not know what his mama was planning. Don't tell me he doesn't know what his mama was planning. So that's how, you know, I hope none of them see any people on this side of the family, any of these crackpots that, you know, I hope these kids never see these people again, never have any association with anybody out there associated with these people. Like, these people are just, they're nuts. They're absolute nuts. And it shows, and 2 people have lost their life because of their nuttery, you know? This lady honestly think that she was doing something for her grandkids. She just ruined her grandkid's life. And she's sitting there giving her a pat on the back and saying attaboy to herself. That's some twisted stuff. All right, guys, I just want to remind you that 6 beautiful children lost mothers at the hands of these monsters, and clearly others, because there appears to be a few other people that knew about this, may have had some type of accessory to this. They should have called it in. They could have saved the life, and they chose not to. Those people that knew about this and did nothing and sat on your hands, you make me sick. God bless. Take care. Love your loved ones. Hug your loved ones, and we'll see you soon.